Oh, there is some drama brewing in Buffalo, and I'm going to get right into it right after this intro.
This is VZ Music.
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am Tommy, and guys, you heard me right. There is some drama brewing in Buffalo. Not what we want to hear, but it is the reality of what is going on in Buffalo. Listen, man, unless you're living under a rock, y'all know the story, man. Stephon Diggs not showing up to mandatory minicamp yesterday. Will he show up today? We shall see. I've been looking on Twitter. Camp hasn't started yet, so I don't know. His agent said he will be there for the rest of the week. Will he? Well, we'll find out today, guys. A lot of stuff to go through about this drama. I do want to play a couple quotes, and man, I gotta say, they're so true. They ring so true.
This is how I believe, okay? I'm from the old school. I believe this. I would rather play with 10 people and just get penalized all the way until we got to do something else, rather than play with 11 when I know that right now that person is not sold out to be a part of this team. It is more about them than it is about the team. I cannot play with them, cannot win with them, cannot coach with them, can't do it. I want winners. I want people that want to win.
Wouldn't you love McDermott for one time to actually stand up and say enough is enough? He ain't gonna do it. He hasn't done. He hasn't did it. He hasn't done it yet. I mean, how many times can Stephon Diggs show him out, show the team out, and get away with things like that? If he wasn't Stephon Diggs, trust me, guys, I truly believe Sean McDermott would be like, no, that is not allowed. That is not right. You shouldn't do that to your teammates. You shouldn't storm out after a playoff loss like that, and leave your teammates hanging in the locker room. You shouldn't be on the sideline, putting your hands up, showing out your quarterback on the sideline. Like, that's not what a good teammate does. You pick them up, man, when things aren't going good. Right? How many times will he say, oh, that's the kind of guy I like, man. It's just passion. Listen, man, I get it. Like, I understand sometimes the passion of the game, right? The game's going on. I kind of get it sometimes, but there's other things, man, like walking out on your teammates, like showing up your teammates. Listen, nobody works harder than Josh Allen on game day. Nobody on that team. And trust me, they all work hard. And I'm not taking anything away from Stephon Diggs and what he does on the football field on Sundays and Mondays and Thursdays, right? I'm not taking anything away from him. I think he gives it his all. But I don't think nobody else, I don't think anyone can say that Josh Allen doesn't take the most punishment. He doesn't carry this team the most out of any player on this team. That he doesn't take all of the negative response more when we lose than Josh Allen does, right? Josh Allen bears that load like no other. He puts his body on the line, and you're gonna go on a sideline. You're gonna show him up. Come on, man. And listen, guys. I want to dive a little bit deeper into this situation. So, we all know the deal when we got Stephon Diggs. We all know what Minnesota Viking fans were saying about Stephon Diggs what they were saying. Oh, watch out. You guys don't know what you're about to get yourself into. And listen, man, how I feel about things is like, let the guy, let me see for myself before I judge a guy by what you say, right? I could judge a person when I meet the person, right? When I get to know or see how he acts, right? I'm not gonna judge on what you say about how Stephon Diggs acts or anybody, right? And I felt like in 2020 when he came on his team, man, that dude was bro, he was so loyal to this team. He was so loyal to Josh Allen. He was such a great teammate. It wasn't about him, it was about winning. And we had one goal in mind, that was a Super Bowl. And man, I love that passion and I love those type of players. Because he is a star player, I get it. And you know how receivers are, right? They're divas, they want the ball. It seems like more about stats than winning. And I didn't feel that from Stephon Diggs. I felt the passion of winning a Super Bowl, of wanting to get it done here in Buffalo. And then we didn't win it in 2020. We got to the championship game. It was an unbelievable season. And Stephon Diggs took it to heart, man. And I love that passion. And I love that he said right after the game, man, we'll be back. Like, I want this. I want this bad. 2021 came. We lost to the Chiefs 13 seconds. We all know this. Devastating loss. A game we should have won. And once again, Stephon Diggs handled it pretty well. Right? Then you got 2022. Whoa. Here we go. So, new coordinator, right? Dable leaves. Ken Dorsey takes over. Now, by the way, Ken Dorsey's been there since 2019. This isn't a new guy coming in the system where, Stephon Diggs is button heads with them already, right? They're not seeing eye to eye. This is a guy that's already been there. He was handpicked pretty much by your starting quarterback, Josh Allen. Josh Allen pretty much handpicked him. You guys know this. He wanted a guy that he's comfortable with, a guy that knew what he liked to, what plays he liked to call. He wanted to stay internal, right? He wanted to stay in-house, and Dorsey was the guy. So listen, that Diggs and Dorsey relationship, I don't know really what's going on, but I don't know if it's a Dorsey issue with Diggs. But anyway, so 2022 comes along, and here comes the drama. We all know it was a tough offseason for Buffalo in general, the city of Buffalo, what they went through. It was a tough offseason with injuries, starting with Poyer, then starting the season with Micah Hyde, so forth and so forth. Then all that crap, crazy crap going on. Now Stephon Diggs wants to start acting out. Now Stephon Diggs wants to start showing up on the sideline, throwing hissy fits, right? Sean McDermott over there. I remember the Detroit game, Thanksgiving game. He had of course, it's all on camera. They're going to catch it on camera every single time when you have a breakdown on the sideline. Sean McDermott over there having to coddle him. It's going to be okay. We're going to get you the ball. Let me tell you something. You know, Stephon Diggs had his second best season as an NFL player last year, over 1,400 yards. He had a better season in 2022 than 2021. He had more touchdowns in his career in 2022 last year. He got the damn ball. He's acting like he had the worst season of his career. Josh Allen wasn't looking for him. There was no plays called for him. Now, listen, sure. I will say this. There were some, crucial games, crucial moments where, yeah, maybe you go to your star receiver. But you also have to know, guys, that there's a defense. And they normally go and double the best receiver when they know, okay, it's crunch time. They're going to probably go to Stephon Diggs. We're going to need to double him. Let's see if their other guys can step up. Gabe Davis, right? Khalil Shakir, Dawson Knox, the other guys, McKenzie at the time. What does he want? For Josh Allen to throw a stupid pass into double team and get it picked off or whatever, right? And then we lose any, it just doesn't make sense. You can't force the ball every time. That's why you have other receivers on the team. That's why you have 11 guys on offense. Everybody has to do their job. It's not about just one guy. And Stephon Diggs, I don't know if he understands that. This isn't a one-on-one basketball game, right? Like, there's other guys, there's other teammates of yours that need to do their job too. And that's just the way the NFL works. It's a team game. It's not a me game. It's a team game. And I don't know, is it not registering? Okay, so the Detroit thing, right? Acting a fool on the sideline. And of course, and I did too, I brush it off that he's passionate. He just wants the ball. It is what it is. But I'm going to tell you right now, guys, that's when it started to brew. Now, who knows? They could have been brewing all off season heading into the 2022 season. But it showed right there in that game. That's where it started to officially kind of show up, right? And I did notice, though, during this, even before that, there was times where you could see on the field when he was getting frustrated, putting his hands up, like telling Allen, like, listen, Allen's not going to be perfect, bud. He's going to make some bad decisions. It happens. No quarterback's perfect, man. You can't show up your quarterback like that. Anyway, so past the Detroit game. Then we get to the playoff game. And he shows Allen up on the sideline, putting his hands up. Who knows what he's saying? Clearly not good. Then we go to the locker room. He bolts out. He leaves his teammates high and dry. Speedy Gonzalez out of the locker room. Doesn't want to talk. Let you guys handle it. I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm gone. Had to have our running back go get him. I forget his name was our third string, right? Didn't even play. Third string running back goes get him. Says, hey, bro, it's not good, man. You can't just leave. Coach hasn't even came in the locker room yet. Huh? Then he comes back real quick. Coach speaks. Gone. Boom. Out of there again. Doesn't talk to reporters. Doesn't say nothing. Leaves his teammates. Go. I'm out. Peace. See you later. Have a good off season, guys. Peace out. Boop. You guys take care of this. Listen, man, that game was a team loss, Stephon Diggs. It wasn't a Josh Allen problem, right? It wasn't a Stephon Diggs problem. It was everyone's problem, right? Everybody was held accountable for that game. Everybody, man. And I keep telling Bills Mafia sometimes too, they like to point the finger at that game. Ken Dorsey's fault. No, man, it was everybody's fault. That game. That was a total team failure. That was a team loss. Sean McDermott, the coaching staff, the players, everybody failed. And it happens. And sometimes that's the way it works. And you got to listen, you got to be there when the team wins. You got to be there when the team loses. That's football. That's what a team sport is all about. The highs and the lows. But you never leave your teammates. You never leave your brothers hanging. Stephon Diggs has done that. Then, going to offseason, it's all this cryptic crap, right? And Bills Mafia, once again, he's stirring the pot. He knows what he's doing. He knows Bills Mafia is tweeting out back to him. What do you mean? What do you mean? He knows that other teams are going, hey, come to Dallas. We want you. Stirring the pot, boy. Stirring the pot. And then, of course, you got some people like, Stephon Diggs. It's Stephon Diggs. He does it all the time. Who cares? He'll be there when it counts. All right. Okay. All right. OTAs come around. I get it. It's voluntary, right? You don't have to. You don't have to be there, but it would be nice to have Diggs show up at least once. He's a captain, right? How bad do you want to win a Super Bowl? Right? Like, show it, right? Show that you're a captain. Show how much you want it. All right, you don't show up. Okay, fine. I'm making a big deal out of it. It's voluntary. The dude's enjoying his time off. Okay. All right, well, here we go. Here's mandatory minicamp, right? It's mandatory for a reason. I don't make these rules. This is the NFL, but it is mandatory. You got to be there. It's a 3-day thing. Then you're off for a whole month. Who cares? Show up. You should anyways. It's mandatory. You're a captain, right? Doesn't show up. Now, let's get into that. Let's get into the Sean McDermott thing. Because this is weird for me. So when I went on live yesterday, I obviously things were breaking down, and I couldn't go to Twitter, back to live, read what read what updates are going on, why Stephon Diggs was there. I was just going live, saying, "Damn!" So I didn't know the whole gist. I didn't know the whole story. So here's how it breaks down. Stephon Diggs shows up 2 days earlier. He's been there in Buffalo 2 days. He meets with Brandon Beane, Sean McDermott, and wide receiver coach Adam Henry. Guess what, though? There's one guy missing. Ken Dorsey. Odd. Very odd. No? So you're going to meet with your wide receiver coach, your GM, and your head coach, but not your offensive coordinator? Okay, that to me is odd, guys. I don't know how you see it. It's weird. You guys talk, then you don't come back for practice. Then Sean McDermott goes to the press conference. First thing he says, or was asked, is everybody here? Is Stephon Diggs here? The reporter. I don't know what reporter. No, he's not here. Everyone else is here, but Stephon Diggs is not here. Reporter. Is that concerning? Sean McDermott. Yes, it's very concerning. All right? So then later on, that's when the reports came out that, yeah, Stephon Diggs was in Buffalo. He was actually at One Bills Drive. He actually talked to Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott. Now everyone's, Sean McDermott, terrible guy. Got on there and lied. Excuse me, guys. Got on there and lied and said, it's concerning. As if Stephon Diggs was never there, didn't show up, didn't talk. So here's how I see it. First of all, you could tell Sean McDermott was extremely pissed. You could tell he was mad, and he was holding it in. And it was the first time Sean McDermott actually, I think, broke when it comes to Stephon Diggs. First time you've seen a crack in Sean McDermott when it comes to Stephon Diggs and his antics. So here's how I see it. I think they did meet. I know they did. Buffalo Bills confirmed it, actually. I think they met. I think they talked. Who knows what about? Clearly, it's not about money. We just paid him a lot of money, actually. I think this is about something he's upset with, right? Is it him not getting the ball enough? Is it the direction of the team? Is it Ken Dorsey? And that's why Ken Dorsey wasn't there, because he didn't want to talk about Ken Dorsey in his face? Maybe it has nothing to do with Ken Dorsey, and it has to do with the new wide receiver coach. Now, I want to take you back in the offseason once again. Let's rewind. Chad Hall, wide receiver coach for the Buffalo Bills. Stephon Diggs absolutely loved him. Said he was the best coach he ever had. Went up, Chad Hall, out of here. He left for the same position. He didn't leave to get offensive coordinator, right? He didn't leave. He didn't get an upgraded position. He's the same thing. Wide receiver coach. Sorry. Wide receiver coach. I believe for Philly, right? No, I'm sorry, Jacksonville. So he went to Jacksonville as a wide receiver coach. That's really odd. That's really strange that he would take a position that's the same exact position when he had a good thing going in Buffalo with players that he loved, like Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen, right? He's been there a while. I don't know. That's weird. It's really weird. Then you have Leslie Frazier just saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to take a year off. What is going on under this Sean McDermott-led team? Right? Is Stephon Diggs starting to worry about Sean McDermott? Is this a Sean McDermott thing and not a Ken Dorsey thing? Does he not believe in the direction that Sean McDermott is leading this team? It's a great question, guys. I asked this back, by the way, I brought this up in 2021, at the end of 2021 season. I came on live after that Chiefs game, after the 13 seconds, and I asked all of y'all in the chat, I said, listen, When does Bills Mafia and when do the players eventually say, we don't trust the process anymore? That we don't think you can get it done. When does the chatter start inside the locker room? Because who cares about Bills Mafia in a sense, right? Like, Brandon Beane's not going to care what we're saying. But I'll tell you what, if the players start talking and not believing anymore in his philosophy and his ways, then you got a major problem on your hand. And listen, it's very possible because you got coaches just getting up and leaving now, right? You got your defensive coordinator just going, I think I'm going to step away for no reason. No real reason was given. It just happened out of nowhere. It's odd. It's really odd. And then you got Josh Allen. You got Von Miller saying they're Team Steph. Or was it Von? I'm sorry, it was just Von. I'm Team Steph. It's a team. I love you, Von. But this isn't about which side you're on. We don't want that. So you're Team Steph, not Team McDermott. What? It makes no sense. Why are you Team Steph? I don't even understand that quote. Like, he's in the wrong. No matter how McDermott is going about this, and no matter how you feel that McDermott shouldn't have said he's concerned, he's a player that should have been there. He's the only player that didn't show up. And I understand he's your boy. You got his back. I get it. And Josh Allen, I told you all yesterday that Josh Allen will come out and say, when they interviewed him, I love him. He's my guy. All right? I got his Steph's back. But I'm going to read you some quotes here. Very interesting quotes. Now, some of y'all will be like, oh, it's not football related. It's football related, and it has to do with the team. So Josh Allen asked yesterday, and I'll go ahead and put that up real quick. Says the quarterback said that he did not think there is a personality conflict between him and Diggs, but that there are things that could have gone better last year. Some examples Allen gave of what the Bills can do to support Diggs and incorporating him a little bit better in what we're doing here and getting him the ball or getting more involved in the game plan. Allen said that this is related to teamwork and has to do with more than just football. But he placed some responsibility on himself, saying, there's things I could do better to help him out with the process and try to get him back here and be the Buffalo Bill that he's meant to be. That tells me that it's 100% football related, that it's 100% something that's going on internally with the head coach, with Ken Dorsey possibly, and with the new wide receivers coach. Does he not like Adam Henry? Do they have some kind of prior beef that we didn't know about? I don't know. But I also feel like, and I ask you guys, and by the way, I did a poll tweet about this, and I'm very curious where this poll tweet is now. So I did a poll tweet asking Bills Mafia, is Sean McDermott losing the locker room? And right now, out of 97 votes, and I just did it yesterday, 68% says no, 32% says yes. So some Bills Mafia feels like Sean McDermott is starting to lose the locker room. I think he is. Okay, I love Sean McDermott. I think he's done great things here. Okay, but I also feel like this is year 7 now. I feel like some of the guys that have been here a while are starting not to believe in his ways, of his thinking, if he can get the job done when it counts, if he could bring the right guys here, if he could coach up the right guys, right? I think there's chatter. And I got to say, this whole Stephon Diggs thing is not helping at all. They say it's not a distraction. Come on. It's a distraction. Yes, it is a distraction because guess what? That's all they're being asked questions about. About Stephon Diggs not being at mandatory minicamp. About what happened last year. That's right. These players don't. You think these players want to talk about Stephon Diggs? They want to talk about like camp. They want to talk about the upcoming season. That's what they want to talk about. But instead, they're talked about Stephon Diggs. Where's Stephon Diggs? What do you feel about Stephon Diggs, Miss again? Obviously, they're annoyed. So, yes, it's a distraction. Of course it is. You don't think Josh Allen's constantly asked about Stephon Diggs? If they've talked, right? If there's a problem between them. By the way, why wasn't Josh Allen in this meeting? Just curious. He's the leader of the team. Why wasn't he involved? Right? It's a really odd thing. And I gotta say too, Stephon Diggs, come out and say what you mean. Right? Say what's bugging you. Say what's bothering you. I think we would respect that more than what you're doing. And by the way, he also tweeted out last night, once again, another cryptic message. Let me see if I can find it. Actually, I can. Hold on. So, see here. Sorry, guys. Let me see if I can get that for you guys. Because man, it's funny to me. So, let me see if I find it, guys, real quick. I don't think I can. Oh yeah, right here. I just be letting people cap. If them lies help you sleep better, tell them, big dog. So I am assuming he's talking about Sean McDermott. He's basically saying that Sean McDermott is a liar. Right? Not good. You're calling your head coach a liar. But you're doing it cryptic. You're not totally saying it. You're not saying my head coach is cap. He's full of shit. But he's saying it in a way where it's like, hey, read between the lines. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about that no good head coach of mine. Going out there talking trash. Bro, really? You can't handle that? That he's concerned? That really bothers you? You know how much stuff that he could have said about you when you walked out on the team? When you when you did all this crap on the sideline, acting a fool Thanksgiving Day? When you called out your quarterback on the sideline, basically, in front of all these fans at home? Right? All the time, all the other crap that you did, he could have definitely called you out. He didn't. He hasn't. Nobody has. You've had support from the whole team since you've been here. Everybody. Matter of fact, when you first got here and they were asked about you and now asked about your history in Minnesota, every single Buffalo Bills player had your back. Every single one said positive things about you. Every single player. There wasn't one player to this day that has talked bad about Stephon Diggs. That's brought him down. That said he needs to do better. He needs to catch it. Whatever. You know, he needs to check his attitude. Nobody. He's the only one that seems to be having a problem right now. But is there more? Is there, guys? And they just don't want to speak up? I don't know. But I'm telling y'all right now, this needs to be fixed. It needs to be corrected before the season starts. Whatever the problem is. Because I'm going to tell y'all right now, they ain't trading him. They can't trade him. They're stuck with him. They gave him that money. He's owed 13 this year, 30 next year. Or 31, actually. They'd have to eat that. It's dead cap money. That's a wrap. Right? There's no way out of this. They need to make it work. All right? And listen, I'm going to tell you right now. You may not like, moving forward, we may not like Stephon Diggs, personality or how he is as a man or whatever. But what he does on the field, listen, just go out there and perform then, I guess. Go out there, be Stephon Diggs, do your thing, man. I just don't want this. So here's the problem. Here's what I'm a little concerned about. We're starting to see it now. We're starting to see it last season, really. Will this carry over into 2023 season? The moment things don't go right. The moment we have one bad game. The moment that he feels like he should have gotten the ball more. Will he act up? Will he walk out on the team? Will he show Josh Allen up on the sideline again? Will he get worse? Will he start getting up in other players' faces? That's what I'm concerned about, because it seems like whatever's going on is really starting to bother him, and I think it's almost like he's had it, and it's almost like seems like he's willing to sit out. I don't think he will, but he sure is acting like it. And I want to play one more quote. It's a great quote. Another quote by Mike Singletary. Here you
go. And it's not so much the play, but it's more the mindset. And still having a chance to find out who wants to win, who really wants to win. Sometimes you have guys that it's been so long that we've been unsuccessful. Sometimes it's like a bad relationship. You don't know when it's going to turn again. And after a while, you become a part of the problem rather than the solution. I want guys that are solution-oriented.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Love that quote from Mike Singletary. That's what you want. Like that, I wish Sean McDermott would have the balls to say something like that. He won't. He won't. Not going to do it. That's not his personality. But he should. He really should. Like, enough is enough. You either want to be here or you don't. You either want to be part of the solution or you're going to be the problem. Which one is it? You want to be the solution or you're going to be the problem? Right now, he's being the problem. Regardless of if he's frustrated about Sean McDermott as a coach, about where this team's headed, or not. You have brothers on this team. You are part of the team. You need to make it work, right? Fine. Go in there, speak your mind. Okay. Tell it how it is, but show up to camp. Show up when it counts. You ain't doing that right now, bud. And you need to. You need to. Your teammates need you. We need you, right? You're our best receiver on the team. We traded our first round pick to get you. We paid you handsomely to stay here. We showed you all the love that we can give, right? Everything. And you're not really paying back Bills Mafia or your players or Josh Allen, who's had your back. It's like you're just spitting on everybody right now because you're upset. And that's not how you handle things. And like I said, once again, man, is Sean McDermott losing the locker room? Is this the start? Because, boy, it's starting with a star player, boy. I don't know, guys. I am concerned. I am concerned heading into the season. Even if Stephon Diggs comes to camp today, comes to camp tomorrow, I'm just waiting for that next game this season, or where things don't go as planned, and what will happen. And I think that's going to be on everybody's mind, and that shouldn't be. We shouldn't have to be worrying about our star receiver exploding on the sideline, freaking out on our quarterback, who's giving his blood, sweat, and tears out there, right? Come on, man. Come on. But anyways, guys, I want to know your opinion. Bills Mafia, I love you. As always, goes Bills, and I'm out of here. Peace.
Ah.